Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers, there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I've got 11 orders going out today, and it'll seem like a good sales day, but it's not. It was an extended weekend, so I'm not mad about it. It's okay. But to be honest, sales are bad. You know that. I know that. Some people are doing good. To those people, kudos. To the majority that's not, I don't think it's eBay at this point. I think it's just sales are bad. Summer lull, bad economy, eBay making mistakes. You know, all of that is just the perfect storm of sales are not great. They're good enough. I guess that's the silver lining. They're good enough. I don't got to fill out an application today, so that's a positive way to think about it. But I do have a couple sales that are of note, so I'll get to that when I get to that. First thing going out is one of them. It's C3, a vintage Aladdin mug. C123. I got this and the one behind it, that Lions mug, vintage Lions mug. I think this one is also technically vintage, but I got them both for $1 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. I listed this used mug, which I picked up because my dad has one, and I wasn't sure if he wanted a second one or if his was, I don't know, broken or wearing out or whatever. That's what I picked it up for. I listed $29.99 free shipping. I got an offer the day I listed it for $24.99 free shipping. I'm taking that all day, every day. And I guess that is what I was going to get to eventually. When something's not working in your business, you need to you don't have to make a change, but you have to at least put some thought into it. You have to go, okay, maybe I'll try this. Should I try this? Do some research. Will this work? All that kind of stuff. You know, sell similar, updating your listings, new pictures, things like that. Even if you don't do them, you need to be considering doing them if it's not going well. And one of the things I'm doing is offers that are a significant return on investment, I'm taking. That's it. I mean, that's $5 off the list price. I probably could have held out for the extra $5, but I paid $1. I turned it into $24.99 free shipping, so roughly $1 into $19, somewhere in there after fees and paying for shipping and all that. If I could do that all day, every day, I would be rich. But, you know, that's not how it works. But these, I don't know how many of these I've passed by at a garage sale and not picked up. So I even told my dad, I said, I might put a post on like local marketplace that I'll get $5 a pop for those if they get delivered to my door. If I don't got to go look for them. I mean, the turnaround rate, if you can find the pink one of this, I don't remember how much it was, but it was a significant amount of money. And currently I do have a whole store 5% promoted listing. That's what I've just been leaving it on as. And then at some point during the weekend, I did run a 10% sale. So some will be 10% off, some won't. Next up, it's a book. Gentian Hill. This one here. Gentian Hill. Fancy. This book does have the dust jacket. The dust jacket's pretty rough. I think it's an Ex Libre edition. Therefore, Ex-Library. I don't know why you couldn't just say Ex-Library. I don't know. Book people are fancy. But it is 1949. It's a book about the Napoleonic War of some kind. $15.99 free shipping for a book I paid $0 for. That is a great, great turnaround. Next up, B3A is a Rainbird water pressure gauge. B3A. I think this came in a Mikhail mystery box, if I'm not mistaken, so I paid less than $1. I got $18.99 free shipping. I think I sent out an offer, but I'm not sure on that. Next up, A4 is Tender Kisses Window Valance, which I think we got this for Thea's room and then never ended up using it, or maybe we got it, I don't know, but it says from Kmart, so Kmart here has been out of business forever, so I don't know where that came from. Maybe I'm making up stories at this point. I think it was listed $19.99 free shipping, but cost of goods, I consider that $0 because it was already paid for in my house. That was going to be a loss either way, so cost of goods $0. After I ship this out, I'm going to go block this buyer. because they just kept, I don't know. I would send them an offer and they would counter and they'd send them an offer, but they kept countering with like $4, $5, $6, whatever. And eventually they got to a price where I was like, okay, whatever. I cost of goods $0. There'd been no other interest. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. $10.50 free shipping, but then they didn't pay for it for 2 days. $10.50 free shipping. After you haggle me for an entire day worth of back and forth, you don't even pay for it for days. So yeah, that I'm gonna, after I send it out, I'm gonna block that buyer. I wish to never deal with them again. They could be a perfectly good person. They're a terrible customer. Next up, this one was subject of a video, so you might recognize it. It is B3i Tiffany God Bless pin. In the box here, you would have saw the picture of it, maybe. It's very tiny, but it is, like I said, a lapel pin, says God Bless, from Tiffany & Company, sold through the eBay Global International Shipping, whatever they call it at this point, eBay International Shipping Program. They should have shortened that up. That's, I mean, you can't even abbreviate it. EISP, the ISP, sold through ISP. That doesn't work either. $34.99 free shipping, but they paid some amount of shipping to eBay to get it from here to wherever they live. Let's go ahead and find out where they live, which I could take a guess by their name, but then I'd be racist, right? And I would have been right. Darn it. It's going to Japan, so that's cool. But I had about a 1 in, I don't know, 15 chance of being right, which also, I guess, funny story just popped in my head, so I'll tell you. $34.99 if I didn't say. I spent a month in Eastern Europe. It was a wonderful time with some friends of mine I made locally. And actually, one of my friends was having a wedding over there, so it was really awesome. I had a bunch of other friends over there. We took a little side trip, a couple of us, to Italy, but literally, we had a layover. We had like a 14-hour layover. And so we in Italy, so we were like, oh, let's just walk around for 10 hours or something. I was flabbergasted, blown away. I felt a certain way about it because I was like, oh man, look at me just making these judgment calls. But I went up to these Asian descent appearing youngsters to ask directions, and they spoke to me in Italian with accents, and of course accents, but like didn't have real good English skills, but my brain couldn't piece together what was happening. But I'm like, oh yeah, dummy, just like every other country, you can have descendants from another country, but be born and raised in this country, so you'll look one way and sound a different way. Traveling out in the world, it's really good for you. It drops some of these, not so much stereotypes, but some of these barriers from your brain to be able to process that someone could look like this and sound like this. Yeah, we laughed about it for, a while, but I was just like, what? My brain just, what's happening? What is happening? Next up, A3 is a Ivan Pudge Rodriguez card lot right over here, which Pudge is one of my favorite players because I'm a Tigers fan. And then, turns out, he was probably juiced his whole career. So that really bums me out. You hate to have one of your idols turn out to be a cheater. And yes, I consider that a cheater, not because I have, oh, here he is, not because I have a problem with players juicing, but I have a problem with only some players juicing. I always say, make it open. Have all the players on steroids and just hit 45 home runs a game. That would be awesome and entertaining. Terrible for their health, but awesome and entertaining. $8.99 free shipping. These card lots, I always put out a warning. Don't do this. Don't do it. It's just so I can clear them out, clear out some space, make a couple extra pennies here or there to add to my personal card collection. I don't even consider that part of my eBay business. That's part of my card collecting hobby that just happens to integrate with my business. Don't do that. If you are going to sell lots of junk wax era cards, put them in giant lots for nothing just to get rid of them. It's just so you don't gotta burn them or throw them away. Next up, B3G is a Scottish Angel Share, which is like a whiskey tasting implement. It honestly looks like a glass pipe of some kind, but it's not. It's a Angel Share, which in whiskey, there's the Angel Share, and then the other part's called the Devil's Cut, I think, and it's different parts of the barrel. I'm a whiskey drinker, but I don't know that detail's that great, but I think that's where there's the Angel Share stuff on the top, maybe, and the Devil's Cut is the lower part, like with the settling, I don't know, something like that. But I actually paid up for this at a estate sale. I paid $10, I think. Might have been, it was $15 and I got it on half off day, so like $7.50, but I think it was around $10. And I looked it up on the spot, and I was like, okay, it's not a great flip, but there was only, I think, 2 listed or maybe 1 listed, so I said, okay, I'll be the one that sells. Great. $34.19 free shipping. That did sell on a 10% off sale, so it was probably listed $39.99. Next up, B4 is 8 bean bags. B4. And look at these bean bags, just up here loose. Not even in a Ziploc or nothing. This is past Drew. Can't even imagine that person, Drew. Who would do this? He's an animal. Couldn't have thrown that in a big Ziploc and saved myself 3 seconds. But those right there, I think I got them half off, but I remember overpaying for them, like $3 or something. $16.19 free shipping. That's free shipping, but it's free shipping flat rate priority. So I might be making $0 there. I'm not going to do the math. It'll make me sad. And then this next one was what I was going to get to, but I already told you about it, how if it's a good enough offer, good enough ROI, I have to take it. That's the point I'm at. It's not a I should or I could. I have to. It would be foolish for me not to. B6 is a large brass serving tray, and it is large. Mid-century modern. It's it's a faux bamboo look to it. And if you look these up, they do come in various sizes. This exact one, I think there's 3 sizes, and this is the biggest one. I had it listed, I think, 79. Let me look just to be sure. Yeah, I had it listed $79.99 plus shipping. It was on a 10% sale, and then they sent me an offer, $60 plus shipping, but I paid $3 for it. And even when I bought it, when I did the haul video where I bought it, I said it was getting towards the end of the day, and I really hadn't found much. And I was just kind of buying, I got to find something. And I took a shot on that at $3. I figured, I do pretty well with brass. It's either you find brass for very cheap and it doesn't matter, or if it's a little more expensive, some, candelabras, stuff like that, they actually are worth a decent amount of money. So you can pay up for them a little bit. But $3, there was no way I was going to lose out. I just wasn't excited about packing it. But $3 into $60, I have to take because sales, again, are bad. Next thing going out, A3 is a vintage Revereware. A3, 1, 2, 3. And this is an item that was about to get pulled out for garage sale season, because I am going to have one soon. But it's a huge stock pot, just without a lid. I didn't think it was ever going to sell. And this was from back when I was buying, Revereware, I was buying constantly. Too many, because I wasn't picky about what the bottom looked like. And I would spend 20 minutes to a half an hour cleaning the bottom of one pan, probably like that one. But this one sold $17.99 plus shipping. I would buy it again, but if the bottom is clean, if I have to spend time cleaning it, it's not worth it. Also, it takes up a lot of space. I was shocked when that sale came in. I was like, what? I've been trying to give this thing away for years, multiple years. And randomly today, somebody wanted it. So great. I'm assuming that all the ones cheaper than mine had just sold out over time and it finally got to my turn, but I'm not mad about it because it's going to be easy to pack. I hope it's under It'll be easy to pack if it's under 9 inches, which I don't think it is. It is. It's well under 9 inches. So that will actually fit in a USPS number 7. So that's great. That's easy work. And then last thing going out, C2A14 is a Monique. C2A14. This one right here. Danielle 78 is what this little card says. So that's confusing. It appears to be the right one. It says 14. That was C2A. I'm going to ignore this card in here and just assume that's somehow an accident. But it's a Monique Mode Acrylic Doll Wig Blonde Curl size 7/8. Or maybe it is also a Danielle and that just didn't end up in the listing. Doesn't matter now because it's sold. I got $13 free shipping and then it is going international. So let's take a peek where it's going. I could probably take a guess on where it's going this time too. But I won't. Oh, I would have been wrong. It's going to the Netherlands. I actually make a decent amount of international sales to the Netherlands. I would say it's in my top 5. I have no data to back that up outside of my feelings. And then I have 2 TCG player orders going out for a total profits of around $1. So just like eBay, once you stop listing, you know, sales are going nothing. And with the TCG player stuff, I just have put it very much to the back burner. But while I'm thinking of it, I did get an email from them, not just me, everyone got one, that they're starting to ramp up their eBay integrations. I will link it at the end of this video. There is a card seller, Card and All Gaming. He actually was able to speak with some people from TCG Player because he's a little higher up, uses all their services and stuff, sells high quality, has a gaming store, that kind of thing. It looks like they're scaling back because they had tried to branch out into other card games and comic books, and they had sold, it was pretty funny. He shows that their top selling comic book had sold 1 in February. That's how bad comics books were doing. So that was a big failure on their part there. Cut your losses and move along. But my assumption and what it seems like is happening is that they are going to add shipping through TCG Player, which if they do that, I'm taking a whole week off of eBay and switching to listing on TCG Player, because that would be, as they say, a game changer. If I could get eBay standard envelope, it wouldn't be called that, but if I got eBay standard envelope through TCG Player, or even any shipping, because it's a hassle right now. I have to copy and paste addresses for every address to, well, I don't want to show you their address, but to print them out on my Rollo printer. I have to go through each one individually, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, then print them. It's a real big pain. You can, if you use the Clearview window envelopes and you print an invoice, you can just fold the invoice and it fits and it'll work that way. But then you're using ink and paper, which costs money. And when you are sending out sometimes a 30-cent profit after all that, the cost of a piece of paper and ink can take all your profits away, which are minuscule to start with. I'm excited for that. I don't remember all the details offhand, but if you are interested in any of that, like I said, I'll link that video at the end. If you don't already follow Mason and you're into selling cards or TCGs at all, give Mason a follow. Tell him I sent you there. He's awesome. But watch his videos on 1.25 speed. I have to. He's from the South, I think South Carolina. So his cadence is a little slow for me. And I find that there's a lot of people I watch on 1.25 and I enjoy their stuff immensely. Do not do that with mine. I talk too fast. It'll sound like hummingbirds. Well, that's going to be all for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, little feet. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let go. good at this.